Football Maxwell here, and welcome to another edition of We Are Wrestling. It is, of course, the 1 year anniversary show. It is Crowning Glory, and you'd think obviously it'd be WrestleMania like it would be a show with lots and lots of angles. Well, because we've only got 150 minutes to work with, a lot of that was put to the matches, so there's very few angles, but hopefully it's blown off a lot of feuds and hopefully taking us forward going into our second year. So I just want to say thank you for everyone that's watched the series so far for its first year. Of course, most of it was monthly shows up until we got a television deal. Hopefully we can crack on and at least get to the next stage before the arrival of TW 2016. So thank you for watching, guys. It's been deeply appreciated. Let's crack on with the show. So 1,156 in attendance at the Sir Matt Busby Centre. We are live from the Sir Matt Busby Centre in Bellshill, Scotland, where we somehow get some pyro within the building, and we are greeted by our announcers for tonight, the voice of We Are Wrestling, Billy Kirkwood, and the cockiest prick in wrestling, the GM, Mad Braddocks. Billy Kirkwood says, "Hello all you crazy motherfuckers, it's finally time. We are here. It is the 1 year anniversary show, and it is of course Crowning Glory. Boss, you must be fair chuffed." Mad Braddock says, "What? Speak English, you moron." But yes, my dreams have came true. Here we are, 1 year on, and we have Crowning Glory, and what a show it is going to be. Billy Kirkwood says, "You're right there, you mad rocket. Marty Scurll versus Grado, Kaylee Ray versus Nikki Storm versus Becky Lynch for the We Are Wrestling Women's Championship, and of course a world title cage match between Mikey Whiplash and Dave Mastiff. All this plus more, as Mad Braddock says, and that's not all we've got tonight. I've got a few surprises in store as well. Let's get to the action. So hype there from our announce team, and a D-36 to hopefully start the show off well. In our opening match, in a match that had average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, Joe Hendry, local hero, defeated the likes of Joe Coffey, Will Ospreay, Bram, Damien O'Connor and the debuting Martin Stone in 1752 when Joe Hendry defeated Bram by pinfall with an STO. D-37 gives Joe Hendry the title shot of his choice over the next year. Martin Stone debuted a badass gimmick which got an initial 55 rating. It's an okay match. Bram is leaving the company because his overness is he's really over in America. 55, which is too high to be at this company, and he won't resign, so we're jobbing him out. But a good victory there for Joe Hendry. Disappointing that there was no skill improvements in this occasion. Quite a few negatives there, as always. What a surprise, your winner and in line for a future title shot over the next year is the one and only Joe Hendry. He gets to his feet and starts to celebrate. Joe Coffey gets in the ring. Is he about to strike the local hero? They have a stare down before Coffey starts applauding him and raises the hand of Joe Hendry. Tonight he was a better man, and he has put himself into potential title contention. What a win. So a D44 there. Joe Hendry was building up as a favourite, but it is Joe Hendry who picks up the win and the title shot. Next up, in a match that had an average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, Noam Dar and Kenny Williams defeated Polo Promotions and the Sumerian Death Squad in 1402 to win the We Are Wrestling Tag Team Championships. They eliminated Polo Promotions first. They were eliminated just by the Sumerian Death Squad, and then Noam Dar and Kenny Williams defeated the Sumerian Death Squad to win the titles and a D-36 rating. There were no skill improvements to speak of. Dirt sheets, quite a few negatives there, but we're really putting some younger wrestlers over here with a view of potentially bringing some others in. As holy shit, it's the shock of the century. Noam Dar and Kenny Williams have upset the odds with a victory over the Sumerian Death Squad, and they are the new champions. The crowd is going wild and they retrieve their titles, and they celebrate until the arena goes dark. Silence is heard for the next 30 seconds until we hear carved subject to change. The arena is still dark, and then the lights lift, and standing in the ring are Wolfgang, BT Gunn and Chris Renfrew. They go straight after Williams and Dar with a 3-on-2 assault. Wolfgang holds down Dar while Renfrew lays into him with solid continuous rights, while BT Gunn beats down Kenny Williams. They beat them down so bad, they throw them out the ring, and then they decide to grab the We Are Wrestling Tag Team Championships and pose with them. The NAK have arrived in We Are Wrestling. So, yep, just adding another tag team to the division. I don't know if anybody really requested the NAK to come to We Are Wrestling, but it's a good hand to have and a good storyline to build out of it. E26 though, so obviously Kenny Williams isn't over. Need to build up the overness of the NAK as well. Wolfgang hired gun rating, 67, or hired gun gimmick, sorry. BT Gunn with a loose cannon gimmick, a 68, and disappointingly Chris Renfrew only gets a 31 with an extremist gimmick. No skill improvements, and Dirt Sheet, their gimmicks, which is quite disappointing because that's every guy I just saddled with a gimmick there. But delighted to have them on board. Next up in a match that had average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, we had Nikki Storm defeat Kaylee Ray and Becky Lynch in 14:45, when Nikki Storm defeated Becky Lynch by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. Nikki Storm makes defense number 1 of her We Are Wrestling Championship title. D43, as you can imagine, Becky Lynch was brought in to put others over. That's the purpose of a loan, but it gives a good victory there for Nikki Storm. And we'll continue to build up the women's division. I'm going to try and recruit some. Just at the moment, there was no really any names out there, so Becky Lynch on loan seemed to be the best bet. But Nikki Storm's improving performance skills. Becky Lynch is improving her Rumble skills. Overall, apart from the locker room morale, that was the perfect match for them. So very happy with that. 3 very, very good workers. Next up in a match that had average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, we had Robbie Solar defeat Sha Samuels in 11:25 by using a twisting corkscrew splash. Great chemistry, which I was really hoping would get a good rating, but an E29 is very disappointing. No skill improvements to speak of, and yeah, it was just to put the upset victory over Sha Samuels for Solar. He's going to be somebody we're going to look to build up in the future. Next up in a bout that had good crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, Marty Scurll defeated Grado in 13:02 by pinfall with another roll-up. During the match, we had Mad Braddock's distract Grado. This got a D-37. A lot of people were tipping Grado, but the villain reigned supreme over the hero thanks to interference by the general manager of We Are Wrestling. So it's been over a year of suffering that Grado has endured, and it's continued after the We Are Wrestling general manager Mad Braddock's causes the distraction and helps the villain Marty Scurll pick up the victory. Scurll heads out of the ring and stands next to Mad Braddock's. Grado stands in the ring in complete dejection as he has been screwed over again. To rub salt into the wounds, Marty Scurll and Mad Braddock shake hands. Have they formed some sort of alliance? Who knows, but it is so apparent that Mad Braddock's does not want Grado anywhere near the championship. E+33, very happy with that. It could be better, but I say we just need to keep building up Mad Braddock's. Next up in our co-main event, in a match that had an average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, we had Zack Sabre Jr. defeat Rockstar Spud in 10:19 by pinfall with a Tiger Suplex. Rockstar Spud was off his game, a D-38. Not amazing, but again, we're putting over a good match here to hopefully get us a good rating, as that was our co-main event. Maybe need to work on a few things going forward, and we need our main event to deliver, or we may lose pop. So we put a video hyping the Mikey Whiplash Dave Mastiff match. That gets a D42. Because most of the time was spent on basically matches, I had to squeeze in a few other segments, and a video hype package was one I had to put in for such a big match. So it was literally like a 1-minute video. So no need to put any text in there. And the match itself, drumroll, and about it had a good crowd and some decent in-ring action. Mikey Whiplash defeats Dave Mastiff in a cage match in 2029 when Mikey Whiplash escaped the cage. Mikey Whiplash makes defense number 2 of his We Are Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. A C-54, these guys deliver. As expected, the match lifted the crowd. No skill improvements in this matchup. Negatives here. Just the inconsistency and chemistry or motivation of Mikey Whiplash and locker room morale for both guys. But overall, I was okay with that. And we end the show with, after an intense, massive war, Mikey Whiplash has retained his We Are Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. He has escaped the cage and is slumped to the floor on the outside. He has blood pouring from his face, and the referees try to help him to his feet, so he decides to snatch the championship out of the ref's hands before grabbing it and cuddling into it. He staggers to the top of the ramp where he poses with the We Are Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. The reign of Mikey Whiplash continues. So very happy, a D42. Whiplash ends the show, bloodied and battered, but as a warrior who retains his championship. Overall, a D+48, and we increase our popularity in one region. And of course, the two people who are going to be praised are going to be Mikey Whiplash and Dave Mastiff. And to be nice, I think because of it, we'll give Nikki Storm because of that very, very good women's match, which may actually have been potentially the second best match on the card. So compliment them, Mikey Whiplash, happy, Dave Mastiff pleased, as was Nikki Storm. So overall, fairly happy with that. We'll just need to go here and make sure that, you know, financial we're doing okay. We might gain some money at the end of the month, that remains to be seen. Thanks to our alliance, our new alliance of course. But Prestige is at 21 and Momentum's at 24. That seems to be a high at the moment. 61k down, so we're really hoping money comes in from our alliance, although 23k from the alliance last month means we may lose maybe 30-40k. It's looking likely. Although we'll still get our sponsorship money, which could help, so maybe just down by 20k. So it's not too bad. Let's say size, we're still small. 28 though, back to regionals 29. We should get to that hopefully next month. Once we get to that, we can start expanding to other places within the British Isles, and then hopefully get further and further. As I say, I don't anticipate us getting too far, but we'll keep playing this until TW 2016's out and I'm ready to make a series. But we'll check our emails, and that's just progress making a contract extension to Mikey Whiplash. So I say guys, thank you for watching. That was our 1 year anniversary show, but the story continues, the journey goes on, and we're now going to try and book all the way through to Crowning Glory number 2. If you enjoyed the episode guys, don't be afraid to hit the old like button. If you've got any comments on the series, let me know. Was there any results that kind of shocked you? Or how did you do in the predictions? I know a few people predicted the matchups when they're listed in the last video. Let me know how you get on, what you think when you go going forward. When's Joe Hendry going to cash in? His opportunity, what will the NEK do? What is their purpose here in We Are Wrestling? Let me know guys, and hopefully I'll see you next time for another episode of We Are Wrestling. It's our time. Bye bye.